Hello and welcome. As a hotel AI expert with deep experience in modern hospitality, I'm thrilled to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to this part of your online learning journey. In our business, you can get absolutely everything right. The welcome, the room, the service, but one small mistake at the very end can unravel it all. That final moment, the checkout. That's what we're exploring today. It's so much more than just processing a payment. It's about cementing a guest's entire impression of their stay, and we're going to break down exactly how to master it.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why that final touch point is so incredibly critical. Then, we'll see how a perfect checkout actually starts the second a guest arrives. We'll break down what clarity and confidence look like at the front desk, cover how to handle billing issues with professionalism, and finally, look at the big picture systems that make all of this possible.
So let's start with the big idea here, the checkout process. It's not just an administrative task. It is the final memory, the last feeling you create for your guest. I mean, think about your own travels, right? That very last interaction you have at a hotel is often the one that sticks with you the most, for better or for worse.
And that's the thing. A guest could have had a phenomenal stay, a beautiful room, fantastic food, amazing service, but if that final bill is confusing or feels unfair, it can completely sour their entire perception. This single moment is where trust is either solidified for good or it's shattered.
Just think about the power of that number. Just one single mistake. All the hard work from housekeeping, from the restaurant, from the concierge, all of it can be undone in a few minutes by a charge that a guest just doesn't understand or agree with. So the takeaway here is simple. Precision is everything. Now, here's a really key insight. A perfect, smooth checkout doesn't actually begin at checkout. Not at all. It starts the moment your guest walks through that door. You have to lay the foundation for a seamless departure right from the very beginning, at check-in. Think of check-in as building the architectural plans for the entire stay. Getting the name and details exactly right, confirming the payment method, maybe even asking about potential extra charges, making sure you apply that loyalty status correctly, and of course, double-checking the room rate. You see, any little mistake here can snowball into a major problem down the line. It's all about being proactive, not reactive.
Okay, so this brings us to the checkout itself, what I like to call the moment of truth. This is when all the pieces come together. And at this moment, your guest needs to feel three things: total clarity about what they're paying for, complete confidence in your security, and flexibility in how they can settle their bill.
And what's so telling is when you put these two sides next to each other. On the left, that's what every single guest expects: a clear, itemized bill, secure payment processing, and options. On the right, well, that's where things so often go wrong. Mysterious hidden fees, vague charges like miscellaneous, and staff who just can't answer basic questions. As professionals, our job is to live 100% on the left side of this slide. Now, a huge part of inspiring confidence is security. You'll hear the term PCI compliance a lot. This isn't just some technical jargon, it's a promise. It's a promise to your guests that you are handling their very sensitive financial data with the highest level of care. Following these standards protects them from fraud, and it protects your hotel's reputation. It is absolutely non-negotiable in today's world. But of course, look, even in the best-run hotels on the planet, mistakes can happen. A charge from the spa might get posted to the wrong room, or a system could have a little glitch. The true test of professionalism isn't about never making mistakes. It's about how you resolve them with grace and efficiency when they do come up.
And there's a process for this. It always starts with empathy. You have to genuinely listen to the guest's concern. From there, you dig into the details. Check the folios, the receipts, the documentation. If you need to, you consult with the other departments. And finally, you circle back to the guest with a clear, straightforward resolution. Following these steps can turn a moment of real frustration into a powerful display of exceptional service.
And this is where empowerment is so critical. Think about it. When a front desk agent can immediately correct a $5 minibar error without hunting down a manager for approval, it saves time, it reduces the guest's frustration, and it shows the guest that you trust your team. Honestly, it's a massive driver of satisfaction.
All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. Individual skills are vital, of course, but they have to be supported by a really strong operational framework. These are the pillars that hold up the entire system of billing excellence.
The first pillar, no surprise, is training. And this isn't a one-and-done thing. Your staff need ongoing education on your property management system, on your rate structures, on tax laws, and maybe most importantly, on how to talk to guests about money with real diplomacy and confidence.
The second pillar is communication. Imagine the hotel as a single living organism. The front desk needs real-time information from food and beverage, from housekeeping, from the spa. A delay in posting a dinner charge is probably the most common source of billing errors. Seamless, instant communication is what prevents this.
And the foundation holding it all up? That's culture. When every single employee in every single department understands their role in financial accuracy and feels a real sense of ownership over it, that's when you create a culture of accountability. It's the shared belief that getting the bill right is truly everyone's job.
Let's look at how this works in practice. So, the food and beverage team makes sure charges are posted before the guest has even finished their dessert. Housekeeping reports that minibar usage immediately, and here's the critical part. The front desk isn't just passively waiting for checkout, they're proactively reviewing guest accounts throughout the day, catching potential issues long before the guest ever has a chance to see them.
So, to wrap it all up, what are our key takeaways? Flawless billing is never an accident. It's a process that begins at check-in. It's built on a foundation of transparency and non-negotiable security. It can be saved by professional, swift problem-solving, and ultimately, it's supported by a hotel-wide culture of excellence.
I'll leave you with this one final thought. As you move forward in your careers, always ask yourself this question. Because when you stop seeing payment as just a transaction and start seeing it as your final, critical act of hospitality, well, that's when you transform the entire guest experience and ensure that the last impression you make is a truly great and lasting one. Thank you.